Yes, much better now. So hey folks, here Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to another interesting Thursday live stream. And what are we going to discuss today? Today we are going to discuss number one, as usual, about our Nifty key levels. I know it has been maddening days for the last 3-4 days, especially. I mean, since the start of January, whatever live streams we have done till date, we have discussed about how FIIs have been selling. In the initial few days, I remember in the month of January, I said that, wow, it feels like now the FIIs are maybe pressing some brakes, and now they are getting more into the zone of being a buyer. But suddenly they changed their mind and they started selling like anything and everything. And if you have seen the sell figure that came up yesterday or day before yesterday, that was like 7,500 crore rupees of stocks futures sold. That was like maddening. And of course, it is because of the FIIs that markets have been crashing like anything. We have seen how Nifty. No audio. Why are people saying no audio? Am I audible? Just give me a thumbs up. Yes or no? Am I audible? There's some glitch with YouTube, that is for sure, because I can see my live stream on the app through which I stream, which is StreamYard, but I can't see my stream on my YouTube channel only right now. All right. Acha, theek hai. People are saying yes, audible. Fantastic. Chalo, theek hai. So, perfect. So, FIIs have been selling like anything, and that is one of the reasons why we have seen this huge crash coming in the market. And then I thought that if the market is going down, at least let me try and cheer myself up by wearing such a hoodie that ideally market will go up to the moon. And that is why I'm cheering myself up, that hopefully last 2-3 days of pain before the budget, after which ideally let the market go to the moon, and let we all again feel that amazing thing of being a bull rather than a bear, right? Chalo, so without wasting any time, let us directly jump on to the TradingView website. So I'm just quickly going to share my screen. Okay, yes. All right. So that's my screen. Let me quickly take you through the Nifty chart. Oh my God, this is filled with loads and loads of information. But if I were to just quickly delete the Fibonacci level, now if you see where is market taking support, if you remember, we have been talking about this channel since what? Since our October live streams. Since our October live stream, we started talking about this. Array, it is going range bound. We continued that in November. We continued that same thing in December. And then we saw a breakout on the last day of December, right? Since that day, it saw an amazing journey and then started the FII fall. And see how technical analysis helps us understand where could be the potential support. If you have seen, I've just extended this line, and you can, all the streams are very much there on the channel. You can see that we have been drawing this channel for such a long time. It's just that we keep on extending this channel to get newer and newer levels, right? So if you see here, yesterday also market took support very much around our support line, right? For a very brief time, it had broken this, immediately went back. And even today, it honored yesterday's low, and it actually bounced off just before this line as well. So is it possible that markets might take a good support here? I do believe that yes, there are fair enough chances that markets might take a support here. Of course, there is one force which can prove me wrong, and that is the FII, right? Because FIIs, if they again have a sell figure of like 7,500, no one can do anything about it. By the way, people, we should also know one thing, that today's FII figure doesn't matter a lot. Why? Because generally monthly expiry, whatever numbers we get, some might be certain adjustment rates, rollover data hota hai. A lot of things come into the monthly figures, right? So that is the reason why I don't give a lot of importance for the option chain, especially for the last expiry day. Okay, so whatever option chain I'm going to discuss today, that's not going to be for the month of January end, but that is going to be for the month of February end, right? So one quick one, if you remember, I had talked about the Fibonacci levels from here as well. I've taken the lows and the recent highs, and where does an important support come up, the 78.6 level, right? So I'm sure everyone knows that 50% is a good retracement. Below that, we talk about the 61%. Then we talk about the 78%. And the 78% retracement is also coming at 16,844. Okay. So if you have seen the 16,800 level has been really honored, and last 2 days at least, it has very well sustained above this. Now, the big question is, it has closed above 17,000 even today, and it did close above 17,000 even yesterday. So is there a lot of support that we can see at 17,000 level? That is a question to be answered, right? So for that, where do we go? We go to the option chain. Now, if you see here, I've chosen Nifty, and very important, I've chosen Feb expiry. Now I've not chosen Jan expiry, because as I mentioned, Jan expiry is done now, makes no sense, right? So now we are going to talk about Feb expiry. So now if you see here, as on today, where is the highest open interest built? Now if you see, for the 17,000 level, highest open interest, 44,672 contracts as open interest, where at the 17,000 level. So is this going to act as a solid support? I believe yes. And if you see, even today, it closed above 17,000. Yesterday, in spite of the huge dip, it did recover from its lows, and it did close above 17,000, right? If you see, where is the second support? If you remember, 16,800 was the point that I was talking about. So this also has a decent enough support, and then directly at 16,500. So please understand, I believe 17,000 should not easily be taken out, number one. If it does, 16,800 is also good support. I really don't see 16,500 coming, unless and until, as I mentioned, unless and until uh, the budget itself is, I mean, it does disappoint anyone and everyone, right? Uh, so unless and until FIIs do something maddening, or unless and until a budget which displeases a lot of industrialists, then and only then I believe that this level might come up. Otherwise, I believe that 16,800, 17,000 can be a good level which can be defended, is what I truly believe. Again, based on what? Based on two things. I talked about number one, technical analysis. Number two, I talked about option chain. Acha, very important. Could these levels be challenged in 2 days, coming 2 days? Yes, could be challenged. Which 2 days? 28th as well as 31st. These two are the last 2 days before budget. Even if you go back into history, you check what happened in the previous year, what happened to skip previous year, then you will see that typically before a budget, the volatility is really high. What do we mean by volatility? The ups and downs in the market, and that is measured by. I mean, we do associate a term with it, which is known as IV. When I've discussed about futures and options, I have discussed about IVs. So implied volatility is a concept which is very closely related to the concept of volatility, right? So this volatility, if it were to go up, then we can see huge swings, intraday huge swings are something that we often see. Okay. And when is this volatility, I mean, when does this volatility generally shoot up? It shoots up before key events. And of course, the key event that which is around the corner is the budget. So I believe that even tomorrow and even on Monday, there could be volatility. These levels could be challenged. But once the budget settles down, then I believe talking about these levels more in detail, more at length, does make sense. If you have seen the previous budget, what happened in the previous budget, uh, you remember there were talks about something known as a Nirmala candle, because Nirmala Sitaraman madam did come up with an amazing budget, and that was the reason why so many people just thought that, oh my god, I missed the train, I should have bought the stocks. Okay, so many people were asking me. In fact, today also I was live on CNBC TV 18's Instagram handle. And during that session as well, many people were asking what is to be done. Should we be selling our stocks? Rachana, are you selling your stocks or not? This is not at all a time to sell. I believe that, in fact, this is a time where you can put in one chunk of your investment. Am I investing? Yes, yes. Today itself, I've put in one chunk of my investment in what? Very important, in blue chip stocks. Okay. Uh, am I investing in Zomato? No. Am I investing in Policy Bazaar? See, all these new age companies which are into losses right now, they might not be received well by the market right now. This is a sale which is going on in the market. Please understand, our quarterly results, whatever earnings we are seeing, Q3 earnings, they are not bad. HDFC results were not, I mean, whatever is, we saw Reliance results, they were not bad at all. ICICI Bank results were not bad at all. Maruti also, I mean, I understand that the overall figures were not that good, but the margin improvement was very good. So you name the company, and the company has, all the big companies, I can say, majority of them, I can say, have come up with good results. And I believe that this sell off, which has been purely led by FIIs, has not changed the fundamentals of our companies. Correct? Reliance has given a good result. Infosys has given a good result. Uh, in fact, TCS result was also not bad. Uh, it is coming up with a buyback of a band wherein they are declaring the band buyback price at 4,500. Today it's at 3,700 or 3,800. So I believe that this is like a sale which has been started in the market. Are we going to invest 100% of our money in this sale? Never. That's a worst decision that anyone can take. But would I be investing a chunk of that? And my answer is yes, I am going to do that, and I've already started doing that. So those who believe that yes, India's fundamentals have not changed, the corporate earnings that we are seeing in Q3, they have not, they are not bad, then in that case, I believe that you all should look at this from a different perspective of, rather than selling your portfolio. Ideally, you should see this and mark my words. Mark my words. If the budget comes up as per expectations, and if some amazing announcement comes up, then you will see that rally, which will be really hard to miss. Okay. So exactly, and that is what happened in the last year, right? Some good announcements came up, then they're crying, I missed out, I should have invested. If you want to cry, I mean, your choice. But I think there are still 2 more days of sale left, is what I really believe. So I am going to buy. I have started buying in chunks, not all at one shot. But yes, today I bought some. Tomorrow also I'm going to buy some shares. And on Monday also I'm going to buy some shares. And Yash is asking Nifty till 14,000. I don't think so. I really don't feel so. 14,000, nowhere on my radar. Absolutely nowhere. Right? So that is my thought process, right? So that is what I wanted to talk about Nifty today. Key levels, I did discuss the option chain. I did discuss technical analysis as well. But now, every single time we are trying to bring in some value addition to our viewers, right? So for example, in the last session we said that we will be talking about bank Nifty, right? So we are going to talk about bank Nifty today as well. But every single time I believe that this Thursday live stream should not be only question answer, Nifty level, this, that, typical, not everything in the same fashion, right? So I thought that today we should talk about one additional topic, because we have seen a big spree of IPOs in the market in the last 2 or 3 months, right? IPOs have been just flooding the market since last 2 3 months, and I'm sure everyone knows that Adani Wilmar has also come up with an IPO. I have just released the video of Adani Wilmar IPO on the channel at 8 right now, and some news which has come up about anchor investors, someone like a government of Singapore also investing in that company. So I'm sure you have a good idea about IPOs which get listed on BSEs as well as NSEs. Okay, I just want a quick answer from you all. You just have to tell me a yes or a no. Has anyone invested in any IPO which has been listed on the SME platform? Okay, just for those who don't know what is an SME platform, it's a small and medium enterprise platform. I just want quick answers from you all, a yes or a no. Have you ever heard about any SME IPO, or have you yourself invested in any SME IPO? Okay, Stock Knowledge says no, Yuvraj says no, Sandeep says no, and now Maitreya says no, Vishal says no, Guru Prasad no, Mustafa no, Leo no, kya baat. Okay, and now it's going too fast. I can't even read the names. So exactly, that was the reason why I thought that we should be trying, and we should try and analyze what SME IPOs are. Okay, I'm sure many of you have surely heard about this, what an SME IPO is. So I'll just, next 2 to 3 minutes, I want 100% attention. I'm just going to quickly tell you what is the main difference between an IPO versus an SME IPO, and one IPO which is about to hit the SME markets. We are going to discuss about that as well. So just 2 to 3 more minutes, I'll quickly sum up the difference between a normal IPO versus SME IPO, right? So the normal IPO that we discuss is of course listed on normal or BSE or NSE platform, right? But if I'm talking about SME IPOs, okay, these companies will get listed on BSE SME platform. That's a separate platform, and NSE also has a separate platform which is known as NSE Emerge. Okay, I'm repeating. For BSE, they'll get listed on BSE SME platform. What is SME? Small and medium enterprises. And for NSE, it will get listed on NSE Emerge platform. Okay. Now, TK, platforms are different. Agreed. Anything else? Any other difference? Yes, absolutely yes. Now, typically what happens is that who is the entity which vets the documents, which vets the documents, which means what? Who checks the documents? Who gives final approval for IPOs? That is done by SEBI. I'm sure everyone knows about this, right? We have talked about this so many times on our channel that if I'm talking about a main board IPO, it's called as a main board IPO, okay, which gets listed on BSE and NSE. These documents are checked by SEBI. But if I'm talking about an SME IPO, these documents are checked by the stock exchange, by the respective stock exchange. So either by BSE or by NSE, wherever the SME IPO is going to get listed, right? So that is also one more point of difference. If I'm talking about how much IPO preparation time frame is involved, so typically I'm saying typically for a main board IPO, it takes roughly around 6 months for the preparation. But if I'm talking about an SME IPO, generally there's no strict rule on that, but generally it takes 3 to 4 months for it to go ahead with the IPO, entire preparation time frame, all that. One very, very, very important point that you should know is that how do I decide whether it is a mainframe or SME IPO? For that, there is a minimum post-issue paid-up capital requirement. Once the IPO gets listed on the stock exchange, right? Post-issue, there is a minimum capital requirement. And for a main board IPO, minimum paid-up capital has to be 10 crore rupees. Okay, I'm repeating. For a main board IPO, minimum post-issue capital has to be 10 crore rupees. But if I'm talking about an SME IPO, minimum post-issue capital is 1 crore rupees. Okay, minimum is 1 crore and maximum can be 25 crores. So I hope you have understood the difference. Why it is called as an SME? Why small and medium? Because here for a main board, minimum is 10 crores. Here it is 1 crore only. Now, one last point. As usual, on our channel, we talk about both the sides. We talk about the pluses as well as some words of caution. Now, if I were to talk about buying and selling shares of companies which are listed on the SME platform, you must be aware about the fact that these shares trade in lots. Okay, so for an example, if you were to buy 1 or 2 shares, okay, can you buy 1 or 2 shares of companies which are listed on the main platform on NSE or BSE platform? Yes, but if you were to buy or sell shares through the NSE platform, which is the one I talked about, NSE Emerge right now, then you have to go ahead with the lot size, right? So that is also one more point of difference. And the last one is that if I'm talking about the IPO application size as well, what is the IPO application size? Typically, for the mainframe IPOs, it's 10 to 15,000. But generally, for SME IPOs, it will be somewhere around 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so that is what generally happens. But then I thought that with this basic understanding, if we get someone from a background whose company is going to come up with an IPO on the SME platform, and if we get to know some points from him, I think it will be a great learning for all of us. So I would like to welcome Dr. Sane on our channel, and he is going to come out with his company's IPO, not on the main board platform, but on the SME IPO platform. So warm welcome, Dr. Sane. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, Archana. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I'm getting a feeling of asking this typical question. How are you feeling about your IPO going live on the BSE? So is it going to be listed on both the exchanges, or how are you planning to do
It's
that?
on NSE.
Okay,
It's on NSE Merge. And
okay,
yes, I'm feeling on the top of the clouds because it's normally a dream coming true for any entrepreneur that's starting back in last 15, 16 years and now jumping on to the stage where we can get an IPO of our company. That's a dream coming true. So it's a great feeling altogether.
amazing. So I do have certain questions because when I was going through your documents, I found few confusion points. So it'll be great if you can clarify these points.
Sure.
Number one, I was checking your qualification. It mentions that you have qualified with allopathy as a main pathy, but you practice Ayurveda. the name that I was going through has Sanilab, but the logo somewhere mentions Madhav Bagh. So I would love if you clear the confusion about these 2 points, and also
Yes.
if you can tell us the story about how a doctor is coming up with an IPO. So how has been the journey from being qualified as a doctor to a company which is coming up with an IPO on the SME platform?
Okay, so lot many questions together, Rachana.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try to answer one by one. First of all, yes, you are right. I've done my MBBS. I've done my fellowship in cardiac rehab from Apollo Hospital. And after getting my allopathic knowledge, then I have tried to learn most of the things of Ayurveda from my father, who is no more. In 2004, he passed away. And since then, I have tried to develop this organization called Madhav Bagh, which has been devoted in the name of my father, because my full name is Dr. Rohit Madhav Sane. And for his when I was trying to manage his emergency in the hospital for all those 17 days where he was in the state of coma, so I was trying to save him, but at the end of the 17 days I couldn't save him. And there is where I realized that there is something like prevention which is very very important, which is not known to allopathy to that level. So there is where the things quite got realized to me, and I tried learning more about the preventive science of Indian origin, that is Ayurveda, and took the science ahead and tried to standardize the therapies, which has normally been the negative point in Ayurveda, that most of the therapies, most of the medicines would have not been standardized. But being from the allopathic side, being from the modern side, I've tried to standardize the therapies, standardize the medicines, and the improvement which has been marked in the patient is been marked with the modern technology, and the therapies that we do is with Ayurveda. Such a unique combination of whole application of this medical knowledge is nothing else but Madhav Bagh. And as you asked, yes, the whole story that began with dad's demise, and then the whole things came on to this point that I had to develop all these new strategies, new innovative therapies, and coming ahead for treatment. So today, as of now, we have a good big chain of clinics all over the nation, and we are trying to reverse diabetes, blood pressure, and all these diseases going ahead in the future.
Amazing. So, how many hospitals have you, built up, or do you give any sort of franchisee or something like that? How does it work?
Yes. So, as a whole, when we began in the year 2006, we started with the first hospital at Khopoli, that's near Mumbai. And later on, when I realized that the treatments going on in the hospitals are worthy, they are helping out the patients to a very good extent. But at the same time, I realized that these lifestyle disorders need a sort of community kind of care, in which
Hmm.
the patient has to visit the daycare facility, the patient has to visit the doctor for regular intervals, in which this lifestyle disorder needs to be reversed to certain extent, where it
Hmm.
doesn't create any adverse effects for the patients. Hence, I realized that we need some kind of clinics around the community places for the patient. Hence,
True.
after this Khopoli hospital, we started with coming up with the clinics. So
Okay.
these clinics, we have about 265 centers all over the nation. We are there
Okay.
in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Goa, Karnataka, Delhi, Tamil Nadu,
Oh,
Chhattisgarh.
wow.
So about 9 to 10 states that we are available in, and more than 450 doctors are there working with us through a franchise model as well as through company clinics. So as a whole, if at all we say that yes, we do have a franchising model, because the whole IP, the whole treatment protocols belong to us, and the
Mhm.
doctors who practice these treatment protocols for the patients, they are licensed to treat those patients from Madhav Bagh. And
Hmm.
these patients then try to treat these doctors try to treat these patients so as to reverse their diseases. So the whole
Got
concept lies behind reversing the diseases, like for
it.
example diabetes, blood pressure, maybe heart diseases. People who have planned to undergo angiography, they do undergo angiography, they find blockages in their coronary arteries, and most of the Indians don't afford to go for the costly treatments of modern
Hmm.
medicine like angioplasty and bypass surgery. There is where we help them out to get out of this whole problem. And gradually, when the disease gets reversed, the life expectancy of these patients is far more better than that compared to modern medicine. So this is a well going treatment going on all over the nation now, and I'm sure that in the coming days we'll be there all over the all the states of our nation.
Amazing. A quick question to you, like if a patient gets admitted in any of your hospitals or any of your clinics, and assume that person does have a health insurance, then I'm not sure. I mean, I've never heard about this, so just thought of asking that. Is health insurance also? I mean, do the insurance companies give a claim settlement even if it's a Ayurvedic hospital or an Ayurvedic clinic? If you can just tell us about that.
Yes, yes, yes. They do in hospitals wherever the patients have a 24-hour residential accommodation in with a health practitioner. Yes, they do get insured for that, and the claims are settled by the patients themselves as
Okay.
well. Now, as you asked about having an insurance claim getting settled in the clinics,
Mhm.
which was normally not available in the past, but recently, as per the IRDA news that has come in, say, about a year back, they
Mhm.
have made it mandatory for all the insurance players to have Ayush services covered for the clinic treatments also. So,
Oh,
in the future, I am sure that as soon as we are trying to get empaneled with all these different insurance players, so I'm sure as we go ahead and as we get empaneled with them, the clinic treatments that are available also will get insured in the coming next few months as such.
amazing. Now that you are telling that yes, you are expanding and you have a lot of clinics, you are almost present in 10 states in our country. While expanding your business, do you feel that technology also does play an important role in your case? So have you thought about building your own app or some website or
Yes,
something like that? If you
yes,
can talk
yes,
about
you
it.
are absolutely right. Because if at all we see and go back into the past, we could see that Ayurveda was a science which always lacked in technology. And
Mm-hmm.
there is where we have tried to work a lot onto it. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, we have a mobile app which is there on Android as well as on iOS platform. And
Okay.
this MIB Pulse app, which is available free to all these users, this app already has more than 1.5 lakh patients onto it, which are connected. All these 1.5 lakh patients are connected with these 450 doctors and keep on chatting with the doctors whenever they need, along with their vitals. So,
Okay.
whenever we are supposed to reverse a disease, a close monitoring is required to reverse these diseases, and that is what happens with this technology platform that is called as MIB Pulse app. Now, this is
Got
the patient end of this app. While along with this, we also have a technology in the clinics called as clinic management system, where the doctor has the whole hold on the patient's vitals as well as the patient's progress. Now,
it.
along with these two ends, one is of the patient's end and one is on the doctor's end, we have tried recently building a artificial intelligence kind of platform which
Mm-hmm.
is called as our power map, that is
Okay.
medical analysis panel. And recently Shri Nitin Gadkari ji had inaugurated the power map, which is an artificial intelligence kind of panel in which the doctors would be guided for the betterment of the patients, that whenever a patient tries to enroll in any kind of treatment program, the
Mm-hmm.
doctor will be guided about what medicines are going to be the best for this patient,
Mm-hmm.
what therapies are going to be best for this patient, how much time would this patient take to get improvement as per the required protocols, as well as the total 10 to 15 lakh patient data that we have in our clinic management system since last 16 years. On the basis of this data, the whole power map, we are trying to build it in this way that in the future this power map would give complete highlights to the doctor about what kind of medicines, what kind of therapies, and how much time is this patient going to take to recover from the disease, so that the patient as well as the doctor has a clear roadmap of about his own treatment and what is going to be his reversal time in the future. So that is how technology is helping us to make Ayurveda as a modernized kind of treatment approach.
Amazing. I think this is something really nice to hear about because, generally, what we talk about, the technology and allopathy generally is what we can think of. But, whenever I remember I used to go to Ayurvedic doctors, in the when I was small, at that time, he used to have all those different it smells something different in the Ayurvedic clinic, right?
True,
And
true.
all those jadi booty and all that he used to mix up, and pretty sour
I
tasting.
can understand.
I remember drinking all the kadhas and all that, right? So
That was a huge limitation to Ayurveda, but we have tried to mask the taste of those medicines. We have tried to
oh,
make those medicines palatable, and things are still going on. I'm sure that all the people will normally be liking Madhavag medicines as we go
yeah.
ahead in the future.
Very nice, amazing. So, going ahead with your question, I was actually checking your financial statements, and when I was checking, so because now that we have understood the business side of it, how what the business model is now, we come to the financial statements, right? So, I was under the impression that because of COVID, ideally, like other hospitals, whatever analysis we do, they did see a surge. We did see a good surge even in labs and all that, where the testing was on a higher side. Uh, I was under the impression that even for your organization, the graph will be upwards for all 3 years back to back. But then I saw some, topsy turvy lines. How is that so? Has COVID had a positive impact or a negative impact on your financials?
Okay. As we know that COVID, we had seen the worst lockdown in our whole life. We haven't seen anything like this. This was for the first time, and people who were into this field of treating COVID as well as diagnosing COVID and getting something out of that COVID, all those people had a good revenue in those times. But to be very honest, we being in the non-communicable disease treatments, like we treat diseases which are diabetic, which are hypertensive, heart diseases, angioplasty, bypass surgeries, we avoid them. And these are all non-communicable diseases, while COVID was a communicable disease. Now
Got
we had n number of opportunities where we could have changed our vision and mission and gone down to the communicable disease treatment of COVID. But consciously we took that decision that we are a company who is driven with our mission and vision, and whatever happens I would not leave our mission and vision. Because to go back in the year 2004 when I lost my father, that was the day when I took an oath that if at all I have not saved my father, being an emergency physician, I couldn't save my father. I took an oath on that day itself that it is now my moral duty to fight against heart disease and free our nation from heart disease. And that is what is the mission and vision that we drive the organization with. So that was a conscious decision not to go behind COVID, because I am sure that COVID would end in some days as going ahead. And later on, there would be nothing called as COVID. So at that time, we had a conscious decision that we would not enter into any kind of communicable disease, because the organization's fundamental is very clear that we are supposed to go for non-communicable diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease, what we are masters in. So
it.
we try to be with that. Yes, and due to that COVID times, all the patients were locked out in their houses, as well as the doctors were locked in their houses, as well as the therapists were locked in the houses. In spite of that, our doctors came to the clinic, they helped a number of patients, and we lost one of our doctor also in this
Oh,
COVID era, fighting against this COVID, helping the patient out. So at this moment we tried to treat the patients on the mobile app. That is what I just explained about MIB Pulse app. We help the patients free of cost. We ask the patients to stay back at their home, not to leave their houses. Whatever help they require, our therapists would drive their motorbikes to their patients' residence, carry the medicines to them, and that was delivered to the patients free of cost. And that is what we did during COVID. That is the basic fundamental of Madhav Bagh. We are there to help the patients, and we want our patients to be absolutely safe. And we had a very good improvement ratio in our patients during the COVID times also. So wherein we could see that during COVID times, the diabetes, blood pressure had surged like anything, and the deaths majorly were due to diabetes and blood pressure. In our patients, we hardly had any patients who had died due to COVID or due to any other comorbidities. So that is the reason where the revenue had gone down, because we had treated the patients free of cost for that kind of time.
got it. Amazing. I think these insights are really useful. In the meantime, I'm getting a question from one of our viewers, Pushkar Ogle, and he's asking, how do you compete with Patanjali, or are they really your competitors?
To be very honest, no, they are not our competitors. I would like to put some light onto it. Patanjali has very good stay in their medicine kind of thing, as well as yogasanas kind of thing, and they have a very good distribution network for their medicines for n number of diseases. We are an organization who have mastered our knowledge in treating these non-communicable diseases only. We are masters in where we try to reverse blood pressure like diseases, we try to reverse diabetes, we like to reverse heart diseases. So there are
Mhm.
n number of research papers that we have presented in modern peer reviewed journals. The Ayurveda research papers have been published in modern fraternity journals. That is what Madhavbag is about. And we are not only in cases of medicine sale, we are there in therapies, we are there in patient care, and we are there in patient improvement back towards normal. So we are a reversal brand, that is, we reverse the diseases back towards normal, and we don't just intend to send medicines.
Absolutely. One more quick question from my side. Now that you are, of course, coming up with an IPO, there might have been certain thought process. Like typically, all the IPO, any company which comes up with an IPO, they disclose what are their objects of the issue. So, what are they going to do with the money that they are going to raise? So, what are your plans about the money that will be raised through the IPO? If you can talk about
We are raising about 20-21 crore, and out of which 16 crore, a big chunk is going to go into the marketing side of the whole thing. Now a question arises, why are we investing so high in marketing? The reason is very, very simple, that we have now the whole infrastructure laid. The infrastructure is completely robust. Now we have more than 265 clinics, more than 450 doctors, more than 1,000 people staff in the whole all these clinics and hospitals. And due to this, we have a footfall of more than about new 50,000 and more patients coming down every year for their annual treatment plans. And hence we have a total footfall of about 6 lakh people coming down to all these clinics every year. So as a whole, if at all we see, the whole infrastructure which is ready now, this is ready to treat more and more number of patients. So as we go ahead, if at all we drive more number of patients coming inside the clinic through marketing efforts, I am sure that both the things would be achieved, that the company also will be doing good as we go ahead in the future. As well, our nation would be freeing more and more number of patients out of these diseases and getting a good quality and quantity of life as we go ahead.
Amazing. Uh, like any business, so I'm coming to my final question, Dr. Sane. That any business has certain inherent risk, as we call it to be, right? So a business can't go very smoothly. It is going to have certain ups and downs, some speed breakers in between. Uh, Again, while going through your documents, I did find some litigations, some tax litigations typically for the Maharashtra VAT. So any if you could just again just throw some
Yes.
light on that about
Yes, I would. That was a litigation which is almost solved, and yet it is seen normally over there. I would just try to explain it. The Maharashtra Sales Tax Tribunal has already given us a clean sheet in our favor. But at the same time, when this has happened on the basis of the Supreme Court verdict in the case of BSNL.
okay.
But though this has happened, the VAT department hasn't agreed this, and they, if at all they are supposed to demand that amount of sum from us, they will have to reverse the decision of this sales tax tribunal through the High Court, which they haven't done yet. At
Okay.
the same time, we have also paid the service tax on the same amount. And now the VAT department says that even though you have paid the service tax, you will have to pay the VAT also, which is
Hmm.
normally not the case as per the Supreme Court decision in some imagic creative kind of case. This was the decision where Supreme Court said if at all you paid the service tax, you don't have to pay the VAT. Hence, we
Hmm.
have kept it in the contingent liability kind of manner, and we haven't shown it in the whole investment kind of thing. So, what is important is this case has been solved almost. We just need a clean sheet as we go ahead. In the future, we should be able to get that.
Amazing. And if I may ask, what is the opening date of this IPO and till what date it
10th,
will be open for
10th
the
of February, we are opening
okay.
till 15th. Yes.
10 February you're going to open up.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. I wish you all the very best for your IPO, and
Thank you.
I wish you loads of luck. And whatever your dreams are, let all these dreams come true. You are surely, having a great cause for the nation as well. You want to see a healthy India, I can say, with
Yes.
minimal invasive techniques which are
Absolutely.
used. So all the very best. Any closing thoughts, Dr. Sane?
Closing thoughts would be very similar that Ayurveda, which has been the nation's basic heritage, this has to grow. The existing government is also helping out Ayurveda. It is taking Ayurveda to a different platform altogether. All over the world, if at all we see, Ayurveda is getting um, uh, uh, good amount of things from the other nations also. Now this is the time where India has to come up with their own therapies of Ayurveda and take these things ahead. I'm sure with the help of these kind of preventive kind of therapies, I'm sure that in the coming future Madhobag would be called up as an organization to free India from the menace of heart diseases, diabetes and blood pressure.
Amazing, amazing. I think that's very inspiring. And again, let me wish you all the very best for
Thank you.
your IPO, upcoming IPO. And that's it, I guess. Thanks a lot for taking
Thank
out
you.
time and
Thank you everybody.
telling our viewers about the SME platform IPO, right? So thanks a lot once again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.
So that was Dr. Madhav, Rohit Madhav Sane for you. And as I mentioned, just thought of, taking this as a separate discussion during our live stream, Thursday live stream, because every time, as I mentioned, we do talk about Nifty levels, bank Nifty levels, we talk about stocks. We're not going to stop here, no ways. We are going to continue with our discussion. A lot of questions which have come up in the chats simultaneously, I am going to answer those. But I just thought that we at least learned something new today. Uh, a person who had started his dream a long time ago because of some unfortunate incidents. Uh, Today, that person is coming up with an IPO, even if it's on the SME platform. I think that brings up in a lot of encouragement. I think for any entrepreneur who starts small, for any entrepreneur going up to the IPO level is surely a big thing. And so I thought that we should try, not, of course, not every Thursday we are going to have such chats, but I thought once in a while we could have such talks wherein we generally don't talk about this SME platform or any other point which we generally don't talk about. So that was the whole thought process behind inviting Dr. Sani here. So coming back to our discussion now, let's quickly take our super chats. Ravi Inderji says, ma'am, I think Nifty is going sideways, ranging from 16,500 to 18,000, 18,500 levels on a weekly candle. Do you think the same? Raviji, in fact, I did talk about my own levels. I believe that 16,000, the 17,000, in fact, I talked about, I believe is a truly amazing support, followed by 16,800, and then followed by 16,500. On an upper side, I believe that 17,500 is going to act like a very strong resistance. If that is broken, and you never know, if we have a Nirmala candle again, this can really go up really well, right? So let's see how things pan up. But if you remember, I've told again for the next 2 days, which is Friday and Monday, we have to be really careful because we can see a lot of volatility. That's why we have to be really careful. Hitesh says, ma'am, your technical view on CAMS, Jubilant Foodwork, and DMart, you name it and it is down. Okay, that is a simple answer today, I guess. Jubilant, it is testing the lows, I guess, of July. Since July, I had never ever seen the 3,200, 3,300 levels for Jubilant. But with that, am I scared? Oh my God, Jubilant Foodwork. The stock that I've been talking about so many times on my channel, I've talked about this on live television, on national television, and that is going down. Am I wrong? I am not wrong. Fundamentally, it is a very good company. It is a global sell-off. Again, I'm repeating the same thing. Acha, is only Indian market going down? No, not only Indian market is going down. Indian market is going down, US market is going down, Europe market is going down, Australia, you name it, it is going down right now. It's a global sell-off right now. That is the reason why I believe that you have to keep your mind calm, quiet, and think of all those stocks which you were ready to buy even when market was at 18,000. At 18,000, you were saying that had it come to 17,000 now, I would have bought it. Now it has come at 17,000, and you'll be like, what if it goes to 16,500? Then what? So that is a wrong way to look at things. That is the whole and sole reason why you should invest in chunks, right? Just a small quick update. If you have seen, Burger King has come up with its results, and amazing results by Burger King. So if a QSR, which is a quick service restaurant like Burger King, can give good results, then why not Jubilant Foodworks? And Jubilant Foodworks results are expected on 2nd of February. And it's said, there's a rumor that, not rumor, I mean, there are news that the company can declare a stock split. So if you ask me, I'm really happy at the price. I'm getting a chance to re-enter the stock. Am I re-entering? Yes. Demat? Yes. Okay. So these fundamentally strong stocks, ideally you should look at it as a sale rather than you looking at it as if, oh my God, now everything is over. Wrong way to look at it. Okay. So I hope you've understood my thought process as well. Camps, I'm going it with a little bit of more, going in slow. Not have not invested my next chunk as on date. I have given more preference to Jubilant and Demat. Sai Chaitanya says, hello ma'am, how are you? I'm fine, Sai Chaitanya. I hope you are fine too. Your views on India Mart, it is at support right now, holding it since 8,000. Is it good time to average? Are there any problems with fundamentals, and views on Tata Steel as well, please? I believe that India Mart is also a very good stock. It is like very good stock. Not exactly a monopoly stock, but surely a kind of monopoly is what I can say. I have discussed this stock at length. Please understand, whenever I talk about high beta stocks, whenever I talk about stocks which do command a very high valuation, right? Whenever market starts going down, these high value stocks are the ones which see a big beating. And even Jubilant Foodworks is in that same category. High valuation, very high PE for Jubilant PE. That is the bad thing about that stock, right? Extremely high PE. Now, the moment you're talking about stocks with high PEs, if the market falls down, these are the ones which immediately start correcting. Okay, and that is the reason I believe why India Mart has crashed from the levels of 8,000. If I were to quickly check India Mart, Intermesh, absolutely, it has gone down like anything, almost like a 50% crash is what we can see. In fact, even today, oh my God, I hadn't seen this. Today also it's down by 8%. Yesterday, 14-15%. So be careful, because as I mentioned, is this a horrible stock? My answer is still no. The only problem is that because it was a very high valued stock, these stocks do see a higher beating when the market starts correcting, right? So again, don't be in a hurry. If even if you were to average India Mart, I believe that you should see some sort of trend reversal. Unless and until you don't see a trend reversal, it's never a good thought process to average any stock. I've talked about this so many number of times, catching a falling knife and all that, right? So had I been in your place, I would have waited for some sort of reversal for India Mart and then invested. Tata Steel above average, but as I always say, whenever I talk about metal stocks, they move in cycles. And let's see, how is there anything in place in the budget for commodities? If yes, that can come in limelight as well. Yuvraj says, ma'am, IX broke major support even after strong quarterly results, and it hurts. I know your views, please. Also, one good stock in renewable energy to invest. Uh, Renewable energy and other stocks are coming up in one of my upcoming videos. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. IEX, if you're asking me, yes, it did break a few supports. S3, S2, sorry, S1, S2, both were broken, if I'm not mistaken. The whole thought process, again, IX also kind of a monopoly stock, but again commanding a very high valuation. The moment you're talking about high valuation stocks, again same Zomato, high valuation, very high valuation. Nika, high valuation. When markets are in a good mood, we never look at the valuation, right? All these things get ignored. Paytm, or be it even Zomato, when the stock was at 140, all the analysts were like, it'll go up to 170, it'll go up to 180. Okay, because when all things are good in a bull market, everyone just wants to buy and ride on the stock till it reaches the next level. But when things go down south, that is the time when people start looking at the valuation, whether it's really worth it, the intrinsic value, PE, PB, EV, EBITDA, future cash flows, and all that. And then they'll say, oh, it's overvalued, right? So that is ought to happen. IEX, again, a high valued stock, and same reason why I believe that, this stock is also seeing a major beating right now. So let's see. OMG, kya baat hai? I would really want to show this. Yuvraj says, me again, and my DP dedicated to CRR, the great guru. Kya baat hai? Thanks a lot. Feels good that people are getting inspired in this journey. People are uh, appreciating my, my small effort of, making everyone much more financially literate and much more financially powerful. Uh, of course, I've been doing this for the past 12 years. It was just that it was restricted to classroom, but thanks to YouTube, we all can connect to each other, and I'm very happy that I can say that I have added 0.1% value to someone else's life as well. So thanks a lot, Yuvraj, for that wonderful gesture. Right. All right. The next one is by Lakshmi, and he says, "Hi, ma'am. This is Lakshmi from AP. I bought each course of you except mutual funds, and I get all my fee within 2 months." Okay, kya baat hai, kya baat hai. You recovered all your fees, entire fees within 2 months, and I'm so glad I got you. Thank you. Kya baat hai? Today इतनी प्यार की बारिश हो रही है चैनल पे, क्या बात है. Thank you. So whenever uh, I mean, people say, how come you're so fresh at even 9:53? What time do you get up? What is your day? Typically, I wake up at, my first alarm goes at 5:15 in the morning. But I never wake up at 5:15. 5:30, 5:45, I'll wake up. I'll hit the gym. I'll exercise for roughly an hour at least, and then come back home, study, take some studies for my child, his school, then go to office, 10 to 6 office. I have loads of shoots which are planned almost every day or an alternate day, or maybe अगर बहुत ही आराम से चल रहा है तो 2 or 3 days में एक बार. Then I come back home at 6, dinner, and then 9 live stream. Still, I'm like super fresh. Why? It's all because of you all people. Uh, it's just that because you like uh, to interact, you all love to discuss certain common topics. That is the reason why I'm fresh even at 10 at night. All thanks to you. All right, Siddharth, thank you for the super chat, but no questions also. Next question is by whom? Anshit Tiwari, but again no questions asked. Okay, again Anshit Tiwari, but again no questions asked. Again Anshit Tiwari. Nah, no. Madhav. Madhavan, HDFC AMC result. I guess no. I didn't find time to go through the HDFC AMC result, to be really honest. How has the stock reacted? HDFC AMC. Oops, 4% down only. Seems like the result has not been taken up nicely. But to be honest, I've not checked the result. If I find some value in the result, I'll surely want to, update on the community tab post. But if and only if I believe that, wow, something really nice came up in HDFC MC result, then I'll be posting it on the community tab post. Next question is by. All right. For long term, Adani Wilmar versus Tata Consumer Products, which is better? Oh my God. I think it's too early for me to talk about Adani Wilmar from a long term perspective, okay? Because right now, whatever analysis I've done for this company, again, for those who are not aware, today at 8 p.m. itself, I've posted a video on Adani Wilmar, and in that I've talked about, and as usual, I've talked about what does the company do. I've talked about industry analysis. I've talked about the strengths of the company, the risks and litigations about the company, IPO details, everything I've talked about it. Of course, Fortune brand, which Adani Wilmar has, they are having a very strong brand presence there. In edible oils, they are surely a leader in that segment. But again, comparing them with Tata Consumer Products, I think it's a very early stage. It's as good as Hrithik Roshan comes up with his debut film Kaho Na Pyar Hai, and suddenly people start asking that, will he beat Shah Rukh Khan or not, who has been in the market for a long time. Tata Consumer Products, we have seen their results for quite a long time. We have been observing their quarterly results back to back. Adani Wilmar, we have it's just going to get listed, right? Once it gets listed, then we'll be analyzing the quarterly results, this, that, da, da, da. And then maybe I think 2-3 quarters from today, Ashwin, I think we would like to have a discussion on the same question again, right? Okay. good price to buy Zomato and PNG Hygiene. PNG Hygiene is a very good company, to be really honest. I totally like the fundamentals of this company. Zomato, the problem again, I'm telling you right now, it's very risky. I guess today also it was down, if I'm not mistaken, by 10%. Shayad they went to 90 or something, na, today. Let me cross check 1 minute. 90. It went down 10% today. Yesterday it was up 10%. Kya baat hai? And today it is down 10%. Anyways, these stocks are not going to be safer bets, especially during the next 2 days of volatility. I would have never bought into such stocks, especially during these volatile times, right? But yes, I would have gone ahead with a fundamentally strong stock like PNG Hygiene. Please share your thoughts on future group stocks. Again, I think there are a lot more fundamentally strong stocks in the market right now. So I would have gone ahead with other stocks, not really any of the future group stocks. I would not have gone ahead with any of these. All right. Next question is by Divank. Man, your views on L&T Housing. Maybe he wanted to type ma'am, but now that you have written man, I'm going to man your views on L&T Housing Finance, a good company. And again, I believe that this can be a sector which can be in focus during the budget as well, because I think real estate is a sector which ideally should be a sector which should be looked at by the finance minister, because if one real estate sector goes up, right, there are so many allied sectors which get a push, right? Something like cement stocks will be in limelight. See, the moment, again, let me repeat, if real estate gets some boost, okay, from the government, cement companies are going to benefit, paint companies are going to benefit, commodity companies like steel companies are going to benefit, housing finance companies are going to benefit, banks are going to benefit. So it's a ripple effect which can be created if a sector like real estate sector is given a boost. So it'll be interesting to watch if our government is going to give some special thought on this. So surely keep that on your radar. L&T Housing Finance, a fundamentally strong stock, right? Praj Industries crossed a flag pattern positively. Hold it. I have not checked this. Let me just quickly check it. Praj Industries. Ooh. Right. So this stock has actually seen something like a rounding bottom, and 380 is a solid support for this stock. Even yesterday, it has taken a support at that level. Why did I say 380? Let me just quickly share my screen so that you understand my thought process for this as well. See, this is Praj for you all, right? If you see, there is something like a double bottom, right? 1, 2, and then it is going up. So when we are talking about a double bottom, typically the bottommost point till the neckline, this is what we have to add to the neckline. Okay. For those who have done my course on technical analysis, you will very well quickly understand this. So this could be potentially a target for Praj Industries. Okay. This was the neckline. Now, if you see, the stock went up from here, tried to go near our target. Our target price comes up to 460. And 3-4 days ago, the high is at 450 almost. So almost a target achieved. But then two back-to-back big falls. And here you can see same neckline support has been taken. So I think this stock again is one which many people are going to keep a close watch on, of course, because one point, which is ethanol. And I think we can see something coming up in the budget as far as ethanol is concerned. So again, keep a close watch on that as well. Ma'am, how can I live near Hinjawadi? Ma'am, want to meet, how can I live near Hinjawadi? Himanshu, how can you live near Hinjawadi? Is that only you know about it? How can I know why you live near Hinjawadi, right? Okay, I understand. It might be a typo. ऐसे थोड़ा मजाक करना अच्छा लगता है बीच बीच में. Keeps the mood alive, right? If you want to meet, surely Thursday live stream is the place where you meet me. In person, to be really honest, right now it's a bit difficult because I'm drowned in the budget thing. By the way, I'm coming up with a series on budget on our channel, and I'm going to discuss about what are my plans for budget 2022. I'm going to release a separate video on budget expectations. Okay, shall I disclose right away only? Right now only, I'll tell you. First, I'm going to release a video on my budget expectations, followed by 1st February, where I'm going to tell my analysis of the budget. And this time we are going to have certain industry experts, some people from the media who are going to come, on our channel, okay, and who are going to take us through their views about the budget. And I'm not going to disclose all the names, but these are pretty famous people. Someone like a co-founder of Zerodha, some from CNBC TV 18 coming on our channel and disclosing and discussing their views on budget 2022. So it's going to be fun. Of course, I'm also going to do a separate video on what would be my picks, top 3 stocks based on budget. So it's going to be an amazing week packed with a lot of information. So let's see how things go up in the next week. Pretty excited for the overall budget and our next upcoming videos, right? So Himanshu, if you were to meet me maybe after budget, not right now, will be really difficult, right? Thank you. All right, Gayatri says, super fan of you, love your persistent hard work. Nifty IT March 2020 resistance line broken. Am I right? What to expect? I know, Gayatri. By the way, thank you for the comment of you being a super fan. Thanks a lot. Yes, I know Nifty IT is like crazy right now. Today, I guess it went down by somewhere around 4%, right? Uh, Again, is there something terribly wrong with IT stocks? Again, I believe no, nothing is wrong with them. It's just that it's a global sell-off because of which entire IT pack is also falling down. In the US, if you have seen, Nasdaq has also crashed like anything. A company like Netflix has just toppled off 20% correction in a big stock like Netflix. It's crazy to even read about such things. So our IT index is crazily falling. I believe that it will see, it just can't go down and down and down and over. It will see some sort of support, and from the support, ideally, it will bounce up. So just keep a close watch on IT. I think this is something which is terribly beaten down right now. A stock like TCS, which was available at 4,100, 4,200 levels, is somewhere around 3,500, 600 levels right now. Deep discount, I can say. So keep a close track, and I believe this is a buying opportunity in the IT space as well. So, of course, you can take your final decision, but I am buying. All right. Do we expect to see something good in Vaibhav Global? I'm not sure. Vaibhav Global. Right now, at least as per the technical analysis, this has crazily corrected. Consumer durables, my God, it has gone down from what, almost 1,000 levels to 506 levels, and still showing weakness. As for technical analysis, nothing good in this stock right now. Sandeep, I would not have entered this stock. It's in a downtrend, clear cut downtrend right now. Rahul asks, is it a good time to buy Ultratech and Dixon? Dixon again is a stock which is a good stock fundamentally. I've discussed about this during our member special fundamental analysis as well. But from almost a high closing of 5,700 plus levels, and intraday high which we saw just on a single day, but 5,700 levels to 4,300 levels, this stock has broken all the supports. S1 broken, S2 broken, S3 broken. Uh, it's as good as in a free fall right now. So even I am not averaging Dixon right now. I'm waiting. I want to see some reversal in Dixon. But on the contrary, if you're talking about Ultratech Cement, again, the same thought process. I believe that something good should come up in the budget for infrastructure, for real estate. And if you have seen the chart of Ultratech Cement, last 2 days especially, 2 days back to back, there are hammers. If you want, I can share my screen. So for again, let me repeat, for Dixon I can't see any reversal sign, but for Ultratech I do see a reversal sign. And what is the reversal sign? See, I'm just zooming in. Okay, the fall started somewhere from here, almost 7,800 levels. Da 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 da. Yesterday, this is the candle, almost a hammer. Today, a very clear hammer. You can see here, it didn't sustain this level of 6,950, immediately got pushed up and has closed somewhere around the 7,100 mark. Bullish on this stock, if you're asking me, either Dixon or Ultratech, without any doubt, Ultratech. Again, simple reason, based on technical analysis, fundamentally both are good stocks, but purely based on technical analysis, I believe Ultratech has a better chance to jump up quickly. Amar Raja and OFS, none. Again, I'm telling you, this is the stock. This is the time to buy quality stocks. Thank you, but no question asked. Why Mahanagar Gas fell despite of low PE and good fundamentals? Why Adani Total Gas did not fell despite high PE? Some things, I mean, it's really difficult to tell why X fell and why Y did not fall. Mahanagar Gas, to be again specific on this, I know it does demand a low PE. For a simple reason, all you compare Mahanagar Gas with even likes of IGL, which is Indraprastha Gas Limited, that also has a low P. Adani Total Gas has a little bit wider array if I'm talking about the business perspective, right? So I don't think that Mahanagar Gas and Adani Total Gas are directly comparable. There is a small difference in the business model itself, right? But if you're comparing Mahanagar Gas and IGL, then I take that. Okay, so both have low PE, both have good fundamentals, but both of these are slow moving, super slow moving stocks. And yes, I agree that they have fell down, but uh, again, logic. I mean, the reason is same. It's a global sell-off. Adani Total Gas has not fallen down, maybe because of there's a ripple effect. Sometimes it's like a news which is not directly related to the main stock. So, for example, because Adani Wilmar is coming up with an IPO, happens. I mean, stock market doesn't go on 100% logic. Sometimes it's just a sentiment that helps a stock to keep afloat. So that might be a possibility that its group companies coming up with an IPO, more and more interest might be shown in that stock, and that is the reason why Adani Total Gas might have stayed up afloat, right? So you never know. All these points could be something like more of emotional rather than fundamental. Apple reviews, ma'am, super bullish on that stock since a long time. Super sticker. Thank you, Abhijit, for that super sticker. But I can't see it right now because my YouTube live is not, showing me the sticker right now. Some glitch, I guess. But thank you for the super sticker. Okay. Lee and Knee Softwares. काही कुठनं शोधून काढता रे तुम्ही? Lee and Knee. You stock is listed on BSE. I thought so. I don't review such stocks only. If you are a regular viewer of my channel, who is that? Kalaya Rasan. If you are a regular viewer of my channel, do I even comment about such stocks? Those who are regular viewers, you have to tell me, do I ever comment on such stocks? See, all these digits goes up, again down, goes up, goes up, goes up, and all of a sudden it feels it has gone up too much. Down, lower circuit, lower circuit, lower circuit. I hate stocks which go in these pattern, non-stop upper circuits, non-stop lower circuits, very poor fundamentals, and driven by, I don't know I should be saying this or not, but I believe that they are driven by few people. I hate such stocks. I never even look at such stocks, even, and I'm happy not investing even if they are going to give me like 100x returns. I really don't care, because once a person gets stuck into those stocks, it's really difficult for a person to get out of these stocks. So invest only in those companies as if you're investing in the business of that company. If I'm investing in Ultratech, I believe in the business of Ultratech. I believe that it's a long story, it's a long-term story, and that is the reason why I'm putting my hard-earned money into that stock. But a stock which just keeps on going ahead with upper circuits followed by back-to-back lower circuits, that's not a company that I would ever like and invest even 1 rupee in such a stock. Rajesh is simple. My brother's name is Rajesh, by the way. I took your FNO course, Super Guru. You are my thanks a lot, Rajesh. Thanks a lot. L&T, ma'am, never seen you discussing about this stock. I know L&T used to be one of my super favorite stocks earlier, but for quite some time, this stock was completely range bound. When all of the stocks were on fire, they were giving good results. But L&T was like, दुनिया कहीं पे भी जाए, मैं तो इधर ही रहने वाला हूँ. But now suddenly L&T has also started giving a move. Fundamentally, it's surely an amazing stock, no doubt about that. In fact, it was one of my very first few stocks that I've invested way back in 2007-8. I still hold it in my portfolio, but haven't added a lot of quantity of late, to be really honest, right? Because of the slow movement, that's the only reason. But fundamentally, a very good stock, no doubts on that. Views on Tega Industry is good one, good stock fundamentally. Views on SAIL, not tracked of late. If you want, I can just quickly pull up the technical analysis for SAIL. Steel Authority of India Limited. Oof, way below its 50-day moving average. Currently, it's at a support. 96.10 is a big support for the stock. It's an S2 for the stock. And I do see a hammer being formed today, so you can surely keep it on your watch list, keep it on your radar, right? Ma'am, should we enter India Mart? My God, why is everyone talking about India Mart? Should I know it has corrected quite a bit, but again, same logic, same thought process. Because 2 more days of volatility are yet to be over, I wouldn't have entered this stock. We see, if you remember, we have talked about this stock when it was, typically in that range of 7,100 to 7,700. We bought it at 7,000, we sold it at 7,600, 700 levels. But once the stock is seeing a fall, I don't think it makes sense buying such a stock right now. I wouldn't have bought. I'm not entering this stock right now. So of course your choice, but I don't think it makes sense entering into the stock right now. Especially with 2 more days of volatility left. Once the air settles down, we can surely consider this one again. Your views on Supreme Industries. If I increased holding by 5% in December quarter, also views on Equitas holding. By the way, like to view ratio is 0.33. Wow. Thank you, Karan. At least some person is talking about like to view ratio. This is a very important matrix, and our channel metrics is like always standard. The views to likes, it's a horrible ratio. Like, at least for other YouTubers, I see like other YouTubers give targets. That if you hit this target, then I will do that. I never give targets, and our ratio is not even 10% भी तो बहुत दूर का. You are saying 0.33. So people, 4,300 almost watching right now. Okay, so if possible, take it to a decent enough number. It's free. You can hit the like button. Makes me feel better, right? So with that, a quick one on Supreme Industries, fundamentally above average. Let me just check how this stock has been performing as per the technical analysis. Oh, as per technical analysis, it's in a major downtrend right now. A big doji has been formed today, which has connected S3 and S2. My God, what a huge doji that we have seen in this stock today. But this again has seen a huge beating down right now. Again, let me just tell you that again, fundamentally this is not bad. Not an amazing one though. I can say average, above average category. So I would have waited for some more time. Again, same thing. Would not have risked my money in the pre-budget in this stock, nor on Equitas holding. Again, I would not have entered Equitas holding with 2 more days, because that the budget day is going to decide what is the move of the market. So I would have surely waited. Hi ma'am, why is HDFC Bank continuously falling even after good Q3 results? And there is only one word for that: FIIs. FIIs have a huge holding in HDFC Bank. Both twins, one of the big portfolio of FIIs is there in this stock. And because they are on a selling spree, in fact, I read it somewhere, maybe I heard it on the television or some other YouTuber was mentioning this. Like we did a quit India movement. FIIs are doing sell stocks in India movement, and that is the reason why they are doing a lot of sale. I mean, it's a huge selling that we are seeing in the last few days. That is the only reason, Kaushik, why HDFC Bank is falling. Nothing else. It's just FIS selling, which is taking it lower and lower. Again, I see that as a buying opportunity though. Raviji says, please do a live stream on 1.2 budget, on 1.2 budget discussion and stocks. Yes, Raviji, I'm of course going to do. May not be a live stream, maybe a live stream also. But yes, same day on 1st of February, I either might, directly come as a live stream, or I might, just shoot a video and upload it on our channel, right? So either or of the two, I'm surely going to do that. All right, we are almost at the end of super chats, guys. Please don't send any other super chats. It's almost 10:15. Ma'am, can you suggest 2-3 mid-cap SIP stocks for long? Of course, Yogesh, I am going to talk about this, but after the budget. And as I told you, I am going to do a separate video on that. uh, post budget as to my picks based on budget 2022, right? Electra Green Tech right now it's riding the wave of uh, the EV theme. I think it is again it's a stock which has come into the limelight just because of the EV theme. Uh, to be really honest, I've never bought even one single share of this stock. Uh, so have not deep dived into the fundamentals of this stock, but looking at the overall scenario can be an interesting story for sure. But again, let me tell you, I've not checked the deep dive fundamental, nor have I done the valuation of this one. Ratan India ENT, wait or buy? Never tracked wait. Ratan India. I'm telling you based on tech. See, again, I'm not going to talk about this. Continuous upper and lower circuits. Not my cup of tea. I don't discuss these stocks. Okay, okay. We are almost at the end. I'm not going to answer any other super chats, new super chats, please. Okay. So we might be able to wrap up the stream in another 5 to 10 minutes. All right. Next question is by Tanuj. Dixon broken 200 DMA higher volume after pyramiding my price is 4,700. Seem can't add a 16% of my order. Oops. Should I take a stop loss or reduce? My God. Tricky question, but I believe that if you have a holding capacity, Tanuj, I don't think that this stock is going to just go down and down and down. I feel that there will be a recovery in this stock. This stock has been talked about by many experts as well. I'm not talking about myself, by a lot of research houses as well. Okay, I'm no expert. A lot of research houses have covered this stock. I agree to the fact that right now it has just performed very badly in the last few days. In the fall, it has not been able to sustain. But I even agree to the fact that it's almost 16% of your holdings, so it doesn't make sense. Again, entering into a single stock. So if you have the holding capacity, I mean, had I been you, I would have held on to the stock. If you believe that I can earn better in some other stock and I have limited funds, then you may consider booking a small chunk of loss and earning money through some other stock. So let me repeat one more time quickly. For a person who has more funds and who has the capacity to stay on, that person could have or should have stayed back in Dixon. But if you feel that I have limited funds, I see a very good opportunity in some other stock, but because my funds are blocked in Dixon, I can't make use of that opportunity. If that be the case, then booking some loss in Dixon makes sense, and investing that money in a better opportunity and earning more then makes sense, right? Surya Roshni. Surya Roshni. Again, continuously downtrend. No signal of buying. Technically, zero signal for buying, so makes no sense. What about VBL? Varun Beverages Limited. Again, 50 DEMA broken just 2 days ago in a downtrend right now. Wouldn't have entered at that level. Is there any problem with Cupid? Has very good fundamentals but sideways since a long. Any news that it's not moving? Let me check this one again. Of course, it is a fundamentally very good stock. Oops, in fact, just 3 4 days ago, it has broken the 50 DEMA as well, but it is taking good support at 205 levels. So I think Raviji, you should again keep a close watch and see if you can see some reversal. Uh, it does have a capacity to move quickly, and it does move quickly. Uh, the recent highs that we have seen for this stock is almost 260 plus. So yeah, I agree that it has not been performing well since a long time, but fundamentally, if you ask me, it is a good stock, right? Can Bank Nifty touch 40K till budget day? Any positive view on banks? I can surely tell you that it can touch a high level of volatility, even if not 40,000. Uh, I mean, it's hard to tell 40K before budget day, yes or no. But I mean, this is one counter which has really been a big support right now, I can say. In fact, when the market was crashing the other day, that time also Bank Nifty sustained quite a bit. Even in today's trade, if you saw, Bank Nifty has closed, in fact, 3/4 of a percentage higher, and it has very well closed above the 50-day moving average. It has closed above the resistance too. So, I mean, there are chances. Again, I'm saying, I'm not saying impossible. There are chances it might touch 40K, but you never know because of the huge volatility that we are seeing right now. But hopefully, yes. Right. No questions asked, Satish. Valimbe Abhijit, can we know your own buying list? I know, not recommendations. If you're a pro investor member, Abhijit, then I have disclosed 6 stocks from my portfolio, and I had disclosed these stocks in my live stream, which I did in the month of December. So if you are a pro investor, you'll be able to see all those 6 stocks which are there in my portfolio. If you have a look at my December live stream, those who are not a pro investor member, you can surely consider hitting that join button. And once you enroll for pro investor memberships, the best part is that you don't get access only to the current month videos, but you get access to all the previous month videos, right? So the price is as low as 399 rupees, okay? And you get an access to what, 25 plus videos on the channel, which are exclusively for pro investor members, which includes a video which talks about 6 stocks that I have in my portfolio. So it's worth enrolling for pro investor membership. So you can surely consider that. All right. I guess last 4-5 questions. Why ONGC is still trading at low PE despite the company benefit due to high crude oil prices? There could be multiple reasons. See, typical government company. I mean, it does happen. See, crude oil prices is one of the reasons, why the company has a positive impact. But just because crude oil prices are high doesn't mean that it is going to have a direct relation with the stock price. Okay, many a times there are long-term contracts which are entered into. So it's not necessary that just because crude oil prices are high, now immediately today they'll be able to sell at a higher price. Those who are buying from such vendors like ONGC, they generally enter into long-term contracts. Okay, like 3 months, 6 months at least, that we'll be buying it at this price. So it's not necessary that every time crude oil price hikes, they'll be able to charge that same amount to their consumers, okay, because of the long-term contracts. So that might be the reason why, in spite of having a big rally in the crude oil prices, the stock might not have shown a direct correlation on that, right? Tata Consumer Products, Tata Metallics, given a choice, Tata Consumer Products, but not one of my favorites, to be really honest, right? Given a choice, none. Okay. Review on Wipro has not shown good results. Would want to wait for another quarter to show good results and maybe then think about it. Piyush Sharma, no questions asked. And we're almost at the end now. No, still 3-4 questions. Okay. Levels for entry: Deepak Nitrate and Balaji Amines. Deepak Nitrate, fundamentally a good stock again. Balaji Amines also a good one. Well, Deepak Nitrate is at a solid S2 support right now. Keep it on your radar. I see the RSI level flattening out a little bit. Keep a close watch. S3 for Deepak Nitrate is around 2000 levels. So surely should be on your close radar. After Deepak Nitrates, you had asked about what? Balaji Amines, yes. Balaji Amines. Taking good support at S1. 3070 is a support again. The weakness is fading off a little bit. Both these stocks, weakness is fading off. So keep a close watch, Tarun. Post budget, maybe you can see some nice move in these. No questions asked. Views on REC, again a good stock, fundamentally super strong stock. Views on Gujarat Ambuja Exports Limited, sold for 6K profit, but it went up 12% today. Okay, might be some news, Jeevan. It's okay. You can't time the market every single time. Be happy that you earned 6,000. It's fine. I mean, it's does happen. Even I have huge amount of loss of profit, but we can then stock market is also would always be a place to just crib that, hey Bhagwan, I was not able to make that much profit. It's better that you enjoy whatever profits you have, right? Saurav Saini says, learned a lot from you. Thanks, may you live longest. Kya baat hai? Thanks a lot, Saurav. In fact, in one of my latest videos, I've said that zindagi lambi bhi honi chahiye aur badi bhi honi chahiye. So thanks a lot, Saurav. Once again, your Wish means a lot to me. Thanks a lot. Bharat, no questions asked. Views on Amar Raja battery holding. It's not. It's into some bad news right now. Again, would have stayed away from the stock. I don't even think that averaging at this level makes sense. I wouldn't have done that. Vivek, no questions asked. Views on Mindtree and LTTS, both are very good stocks fundamentally. And with this IT sale, one can consider entering these stocks as well. Why not? Why is Trident hitting upper circuit? Not sure, Vivek. I have not tracked any specific news related to Trident. We'll have to check it out, to be really honest. Not sure on any news on this stock or not. BPCL, to keep an eye on, low P, 30 plus ROC, absolutely yes. It is a stock which one can keep a close watch on. Divestment theme, this, that, so many things are on the cards right now. So all these stocks keep on a close radar, right? In spite of me telling stop the super chat, this is the last one. Meghna, Indian Overseas Bank to be bought or not? Not one of my favorites. But PSUs have performed surprisingly well today. Private banks से ज़्यादा अच्छा PSU banks ने perform किया है. So again, will be an amazing thing to watch out how the next 2 days pan out, how the budget pans out. So yes, again, I will tell you, next 2 days, if the markets don't zoom up, there's a chance to put in one chunk of the investment. Am I doing that? 100% yes. Whether you want to do that is your call, but I'm doing it. So don't tell me that, ma'am, you didn't tell at that time. We would have also done it. I'm telling you, I've started investing in chunks. Tomorrow also I'm going to put in some money. Day after tomorrow also I'm going to put in some money. All in solid, strong stocks. Okay, fundamentally strong stocks, which I've talked about so many number of times. So consider this as a sale. Consider this as an opportunity rather than getting scared with the fall, right? So I guess that's it from my side. Wow, this was one of the longest streams, I guess 1.5 hour in the stream today. 4,400 plus people watching. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Keep supporting the channel. As I mentioned, Adani Wilmar IPO released on our channel today. Don't forget to watch that video. Again, a very interesting video is going to release on Saturday, which is about metaverse. An amazing concept that I'm tracking very closely. Even if you invest in that or not is a completely different story. But knowing that as a concept is fun, right? So just for knowledge, I really feel that everyone should watch that video as well, right? And the next week is going to be full of budget discussions. So I hope you have turned all the notifications on our channel. If you're not subscribed to our channel yet, very bad. Subscribe, and also notification, putting all the notifications on is very important. That then and only then will you get to know whether I'm uploading any budget related video, right? That's it from my side, guys. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.